It was the stunner of the week 1 slate. The New Orleans Saints go to Jacksonville and beat down Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers 38-3. That is a number that is going to sound very familiar to Saints fans. They did it to the Super Bowl champs last year, in fact. And of course, Packer fans hoping that history repeats itself in that same way. Joining me now from Locked On Saints, Ross Jackson. And Ross, this game is hard to parse what was more impressive, the offense or the defense, because they both were incredible. What stood out to you from this game in a surprising way?
Well, I have to jump directly into the conversation around Jameis Winston. I mean, you know, the New Orleans Saints had a good defense last year. They're top 5 in both run defense and pass defense. Yes, they lost some pieces, but there's enough continuity at all 3 levels of that defense, secondary, defensive line. You can look at the safeties if you want to split up the secondary. And of course, the second level with Demario Davis and of course their defensive coordinator. They might have upgraded a little bit over in the secondary with their secondary coach, Chris Richard, when Aaron Glenn headed to Detroit. But you didn't see Jameis Winston. You're not taking a top 5 Jameis Winston and turning him into a top 5 Jameis Winston, right? You're taking a Jameis Winston that's coming off of his last full season action, throwing 30 interceptions, and he comes in and throws 5 touchdowns and no interceptions, at least none that stand in this this competition here against the Green Bay Packers. So for me, the thing that really stood out was how remarkably conservative this offense was, until they finally took the top off with the big 55-yard touchdown to Deontay Harris. But they were able to run an efficient offense and have, you know, Jameis Winston go out there and go 13 of 20. And, you know, it just so happened that he threw touchdowns with 25% of his passes in this game, but he didn't have to go out there and throw for 500 yards. This was an offense that was ready to play today.
And there was an interception, as you hinted at, but Zadarius Smith called for one of the worst roughing the passer penalties that has ever been called anywhere by anyone. He also had 5 touchdowns on 148 yards. It is the lowest yardage total by someone who threw 5 touchdowns, essentially in NFL history, 1948. The stat goes back to. And so if it happened before that, which it may have, congratulations to whoever that was, Bumpy McGee or whoever it probably was. This is a Saints team now that I think we have to look at a little bit differently, right? If this is going to be, he's not going to throw 5 touchdowns every week, Ross. But if Jameis is 80% as good as he looked in this game all season, I mean, what reason do we have to not believe they'll be right in the mix, in the conversation, in the NFC this season?
Yeah, I think the New Orleans Saints would take, 3 touchdowns on 70 yards passing if they really needed it. They'd be happy to do that. And especially when you have a run game that goes out there, runs for over 150 yards collectively amongst all those running backs. You have Jameis Winston, who, had more yards on the ground at quarterback than Taysom Hill in his, couple of snaps that he had. And because of Jameis Winston's escapability in this game, it ended up creating a touchdown pass to Chris Hogan in the back of the end zone when a safety bit down, or rather a linebacker bit down to try to stop Jameis. So if the Saints are able to put together anything accustomed to this as they continue to move forward throughout this season, after now having toppled one of the toughest opponents they're going to see all season, that's really good news for this New Orleans Saints team that underwent so much change and has undergone so much adversity before the first whistle even blew in this game. And so if the defense shows up, Jameis Winston continues to play like this, Sean Payton continues to have all of these tricks up his sleeve, the Saints are a team to watch. My biggest question will be, did they just play the best game they'll play all season? That'll take time to find out.